Don't worry, this is the safe house.
Hey, it's your girl Risque La Musica, and you're watching Safe House Podcast. Mwah.
Hey, what's going on out there, world? This is the Jack Breed, and this is the Safe House Podcast. Tonight we got a special guest, real special guest. I got a history with him, like I said in the previous video. We served together in the Marine Corps. Coming out of Texas, we got B Jack. What's going on, man? How you been?
All right, man. I've been doing good. Like the most people say, just trying to hold in there.
Okay, that's all any of us can do, man. So, uh, shit, man, it's been years since the last time we spoke, man. But uh, hell, on my end, the family growing. I moved back to the hometown, moved back to the hometown, and I'm trying to, get this podcast off the ground. And I think that I think that me and you can have a very interesting conversation tonight and put out there for the world to see.
It's real important that you get shows off like this because you're not gonna get the truth from anybody that has strings pulling on their checks or the NBA stars like you see every day. NBA star caught in the club and he's been benched. He losing. So everybody else on TV, those known faces we see all the time, they got big money behind them. You know what I'm saying? Like everyday people, I'm glad you're doing a show like this. Need to be more, and the conversation needs to be started because if people don't understand right now, war is a war on free speech in general, and I don't care what angle you take, it's all being kind of hushed and pulled to the side.
Yeah, man, that is the absolute truth. So, um, like I mentioned before, I did mention that that you were in the Marine Corps. So you want to tell the people a quick story. I mean, it could be something that you did. It could be something that somebody said to you, whatever that may or may not have changed your thinking or made your thinking go further than you had already imagined. Because for me, my when I started to think differently, I was still serving. So I would imagine that it might be something like that. So if you want to tell us a story.
Oh yeah, that's when it really get down to the bones what's going on. I think it has to be a tour thing when you're talking to the local, they pretty much same like you, uh, no reason really go serve in no nation is all colorblind. There's only poor people. I don't care what color you are, and we all have the same common goals. And I don't care what side of the battlefield you're on. When you start talking to the locals in there and you understand the bigger game and the concept of it, then it starts to touch you and you have a different outlook on it. Everybody's always talking about war with another country, but you talk to anybody that's really been in the battlefield, they know war is nothing to really joke around with because people don't understand the kids don't go to school and stuff like that. Stuff we take for granted on the daily. So
Yeah, man, I was actually
just
have
really talking to the
right. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and he was asking me about whether or not the natives are what we see on the news in America, or is it different? And I was telling him, I'm like, man, people over there have lives too. Not everybody is over there, you know, uh, with vehicle borne IEDs. That's not how it goes. That's not how it is anywhere in any place that you see whatever news station you watch project to you. There's people that live normal everyday lives everywhere you go. So the reason why I asked you on this show, man, can you still hear me? We still good?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. So the reason why what really stood out was this hashtag that you've been putting on top of your post, man. Please let us know how it started, what the hashtag is, what the meaning behind it. I want to know it all.
You've trusted the plan, now look at you. So I really ain't come up with it. I really stole it with one of my coworkers. And it hit after that, so every post I've been making is think with politicians is just like you trusted the plan, but now look at you. And that means I don't care what wing you're rooting for. So it's all in the big plan. People understand the game is being played.
Okay. So
So go
so
ahead.
my next question, because you just said that it don't matter what side of the wing. So another thing for me, you know, being prior service is that it took me from being a traditional Democratic supporter because I was told to I question everything now. Like I don't care, like you were saying, I don't care if it came from the left, if it came from the right. I'm researching. If it's bogus, I don't care who it's coming from. Um, to me, it looked like your posts are a lot like that too. Would that be safe to say?
Oh yeah, because researching yourself, and we're in an age that you got Google it, pay attention, still people research, and it's disturbing it down, and you're so lazy you can't even Google it. And I'm giving you a fact, but you go dive with Rihanna or Chris, basketball player, stuff like that, and not just research yourself. I don't care what color face you put on anything, and I would say other stuff, but pee on me and kept it raining. I think
Right. Right. So the direction that I want to go here, man, is getting it out. I mean, I may talk to people who have views completely different than mine if they agree to come on. They people who may have ideas that match mine. Uh, I want to say that I appreciate you taking your time to come on here and sit down and have this conversation with me real quick because it's just the beginning. I mean, actually, I plan on having you back on more and more as time progresses, so that you don't have to feel like you're gonna get everything out in this particular one. We're gonna spin around. We're gonna come back. We're gonna do this again.
uh,
But so for the folks out there watching, on whatever platform we decide to drop this on, how can they find you so they can, see what you do post under your hashtag? How can they find you on social media?
oh man, I'm gonna have to start a Instagram or something later on because I get the I'm friends with a lot of coworkers on Facebook and stuff, and a lot of my family members they be the ones behind the fact. Uh, uh,
All
I'll
right.
have to find a new platform.
Yeah, man. Hey, do IG, get Twitter too. Get Twitter too. I think you'll have more fun for what you be doing. You'll have more fun on Twitter. I promise you that. I promise you that. Look like we might have lost him. You still there? We got you.
I'm still
Okay, cool. So, all right. So he ain't got no social media yet. So as soon as we get social, more social media for him, we'll drop the links in the description. So B Jack, hey man, this conclude anything. So, for anybody who is on the fence about political views, leave them with a bit of advice when it comes to making a decision when it comes to their political views.
So just go back in history, man. A lot of different history. People we look at your great that you celebrate every year during this time of year. Malcolm X and the king was assassinated. It wasn't the United Party. It was uh, he, in the conflict night before he was assassinated. That I might have led my people into turning. Understand the meaning behind what he was saying, and like Malcolm X when he said those liberals they dangerous. They like a fox, but the fox he kind of his teeth were kind of like a smile, kind of fool the same intentions too. Uh, if we go back on the institutions and start researching stuff for ourselves, we just became a lazy culture for a month, and I don't understand what's going to take us to get it out. It's just platforms like these, the conversation, the open storm, because most people on the street are scared of uh, a real dialogue or a real intelligent conversation. It's always about a football player or a singer or something like that. Everybody just wants their little space and they comfortable in the middle. And it's about time we get out because I don't care if you're paying white or black right now. Paul Mooney said, we can put the race stuff on the side for a second because we all finna. That's why we here right now.
Yeah, you're right though. Yeah. So, man, again, I appreciate you so much for coming on here. Stay tuned for more from Safe House Films.